CU staffer clears feelings on Deion Sanders' 325 pounds weapon as HC receives tough verdict on Julian Lewis. Last season saw a big flip for Colorado. Their defense became their strongest point. After a rough 4-8 record in 2023 with a shaky defense, Deion Sanders' defensive coordinator, Rob Livingston, transformed that weakness into their key to success. The Buffs even topped the Big 12 with 33 sacks. Heading into this season, Coach Prime's goal is still all about winning big, aiming straight for a national championship. And it looks like they're building on that defensive strength, with their massive 325-pound defensive player becoming the talk of Boulder. Livingston's really counting on him too. Seems like Primetime found a game-changer. Colorado's 4-star transfer recruit, Otis, a 6 feet 5 inches, 325-pound standout from Columbia, is generating significant buzz this offseason. And it's easy to see why. His long arms, big frame, and barrel chest have made him a highly discussed prospect. This is precisely what has caught the attention of Rob Livingstone, who shared his assessment with the pregame network, stating, up front, obviously Otis is about as big as that door, one of the world's largest men, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. A key factor in Otis's move from Alabama is the potential for more playing time in Boulder. The junior defensive tackle informed ESPN that he would redshirt the following season and then enter the transfer portal. Despite starting 13 games in his first 2 years, Otis's playing time decreased this past fall. He played only 25 snaps against Georgia and Wisconsin, averaging just 16 snaps across 4 games. Getting the reps and looks that I'm getting, Otis told ESPN, I feel like it's better for me to move on somewhere new. However, Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Womack noted that lingering effects impacted his performance, explaining, not been able to perform or produce the way that any of us would like. Otis missed the Vanderbilt game due to a minor knee injury, despite being listed on the participation report, a fact he confirmed to ESPN. Although dealing with off-season injuries, Otis was healthy this fall. Livingston further commented, being a linebacker, walking into a new city, new defense, new checks. I think it's hard to really be yourself until you kind of go through a spring. It's one thing to be somewhere for 3 years or 2 years. It's another thing to kind of have skins on the wall. He concluded, now it's our job as coaches to put those guys in position to be successful. And placing Otis in a successful position wouldn't be a challenge for the Buffs. DC. Otis's statistics from Tuscaloosa show strong production. 57 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, and 5 deflected passes. Impressive numbers for an interior lineman. In his freshman year of 2022, he was a starter in 10 games, averaging over 24 snaps per game. Last season, his playing time averaged 22 snaps per game across his 3 starting appearances. This year's drop in performance has led him to pursue more consistent plays and a clearer path towards an NFL career. With 2 years of eligibility left, Jaheim is making the most of it with Colorado. Right now, Deion Sanders is seeing his team's story unfold in 2 ways. His defense is grabbing all the headlines, while everyone's still waiting to see what his future quarterback can really do on offense. Deion Sanders' future QB faces tough career verdict. Julian Lewis already has star power, on and off the field. Colorado's 5-star freshman QB exudes cool confidence, showcasing his nil deals and brimming with potential. He's poised and self-assured, commanding attention. Comparisons to Shedeur Sanders are unavoidable. Both are high-profile quarterbacks with strong arms, media appeal, and a modern aura, part franchise player, part cultural icon. However, having witnessed Sanders' tumultuous NFL draft experience firsthand, Lewis learned valuable lessons. Unlike Shedeur, Juju benefits from hindsight. As Rivals national recruiting director Adam Gorney predicted, this quarterback prodigy is forging his own path, learning from Sanders' mistakes. He watched his ranking tumble from a top 5 prospect to a 5th-round pick, thanks to all the noise around Deion Sanders' big talk and what people saw as arrogance in his pre-draft interviews. Lewis understands the importance of image, and he's more than just a talented, swaggering kid. He's strategic. The plan for him is straightforward yet crucial. Don't have your father predict you as a top 5 pick. Don't have your dad say publicly there are some cities that are no-goes. Don't treat the pre-draft process like a recruiting trip where the coaches have to bow down to you. and instead treat it more like a job interview. Be prepared for getting on the whiteboard and answering questions. Well, Gorney's checklist is extremely blunt and factual, detailing everything Lewis has observed personally. He has all the tools to be a top draft pick, but still, you need to earn that position. And for now, that looks far from happening. But why? In Colorado's black and gold spring game, the team struggled big time in their passing game. The quarterbacks struggled in the scrimmage. True freshman Julian Lewis debuted, showing some nerves. He relied too much on short passes, missed a few throws high, and never found a rhythm. Deion Salter faltered in the option offense, particularly on exchanges with running back Christian Sarum. Although Salter threw the best passes of the day, he lacked consistency. Neither quarterback outperformed the other, leaving the starting job open for a summer competition. The battle is a deadlock. Both quarterbacks remain enigmatic, their full potential unrealized. Juju now needs to refine both his game and his demeanor. The storm Shedeur weathered might be Julian's best gift. Dropping from the first to the fifth round isn't just a warning. It shows exactly what not to do when you're talented but your brand obscures it. Lewis has learned what NFL teams actually look for. It's more than just highlight reels and social media. True success comes from humility during interviews, attentiveness in meetings, and commanding respect off camera. Let's wait and see if he gets the balance of both. Deion Sanders' elite QB target gets huge recruiting boost as CU buffs aim to overcome crucial pitfall. Let's face it, the shine around Deion Sanders' Colorado buffs is dimming just a bit. After a hyped-up 9-4 season and a 7-2 Big 12 finish, expectations were sky-high. But fast forward to now, the vibes in Boulder are shaky. With stars like Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, LaJohntay Wester, and Jimmy Horn Jr. all packed their bags for the pros, the Buffs suddenly look like a team caught between two chapters, one already written and another uncertain. Was 2024 their peak? Or is there still another gear left in Coach Prime's rebuild? Spring ball is wrapped, and with it, a whole lot of question marks. ESPN's way too early top 25 rankings left Colorado out entirely. They were at least listed under the teams considered. But let's be real, that felt more like a courtesy than a compliment. And the biggest reason for that snub? The quarterback situation. With Liberty transfer Deion Salter and elite freshman Julian Lewis both in the mix, there's plenty of talent. But until someone seizes control of the offense, doubts will continue to hang over Boulder. If quarterback uncertainty wasn't enough, Colorado's offensive line just got gutted. 9 linemen bolted during the spring transfer window, including notable names like Jay Gardenhire, Cash Cleveland, Khalil Benson, Zechariah Owens, and Peyton Kirkland. That exodus leaves gaping voids in the trenches, and for a team already facing depth concerns, that's a brutal blow. Critics have long pointed fingers at Deion's recruiting strategy, claiming he leans too hard on the transfer portal and not enough on high school talent. And the numbers back that up. The Buffs' 2025 freshman class ranks 35th nationally with just 14 signees, a lean group built to offset the portal drain. Meanwhile, for 2026, they're dead last in the Big 12 with a single commit. On3 even dropped their recruiting class score from 83.29 to 74.40. But there's a shift happening, slow but noticeable. Coach Prime is hitting the trail harder, aiming to plant deeper roots instead of just pulling talent off the portal vine. And that shift? It starts with one name, Oscar Rios. Oscar Rios, a rising star QB out of Downey, California, just saw his stock blow up after dominating the Under Armour Next Camp in Los Angeles on May 5th. Rios didn't just participate, he balled out and left with MVP honors. On3 crowned him the top performer, and just like that, Deion Sanders' top QB target turned into one of the hottest names in the 2026 class. For the Buffs, chasing Rios isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. While blue bloods like USC are already sitting with 27 commits and others like LSU and Ohio State are way ahead, Colorado's single pledge, Edge Dalmatipico Jr., looks like a lonely island. If Coach Prime wants to flip the perception and prove that CU can develop talent from the ground up, it starts with securing a legit high school QB1. And Oscar Rios might just be that guy. The good news? Rios has Colorado in his final 7. The bad news? So do 6 other programs, all making hard pushes. His list, UCLA, Oklahoma State, Kentucky, Virginia Tech, Arizona, Utah, and, yes, CU. He's set to take his official visit to Boulder on June 20th. But if Deion wants him, he'll need to out-recruit some serious competition. So who's standing in the way? Deion Sanders' recruiting battle for dual threat QB Oscar Rios. Well, Kentucky made a big splash early. Rios visited on April 11th and was blown away. Coach Mark Stoops and Coach Bush Hamden stood out to me because of how they were with me. They treated me like one of their players, Rios told On3. His bond with Bush, in particular, might be the X factor. Oh, and the SEC spotlight. Definitely not hurting their chances. Having an opportunity to be the guy at that level is the real deal, he added. Then came Oklahoma State. Rios visited on April 24th and walked away equally impressed. I love Oklahoma State. It's a place where you could just focus on school and ball, he said, giving props to coaches Mike Gundy, Kevin Johns, and Doug Meacham. Their pitch was about balance, and it clearly resonated. Still on the calendar, Virginia Tech, May 30th, Utah, June 6th, Arizona, June 13th, and then Colorado to close the month. That final visit? Huge. It could be Prime's last shot to make a serious move before Rios locks in his decision. And let's be honest, there's a lot to love about Oscar Rios' game. As a sophomore, he put up 2,633 passing yards with 23 touchdowns and added 767 rushing yards with another 7 scores. A true dual threat. He's currently ranked number 188 in the On3 overall rankings and climbing fast. That kind of talent could flip CU's entire 2026 outlook. But to land him, Coach Prime needs more than just a name and a camera crew. He needs a plan, a pitch that hits different than the rest. Because if the Buffs want to overcome their biggest recruiting pitfall, the high school talent gap, Oscar Rios could be the game changer. Can Deion Sanders seal the deal? Or will another powerhouse snatch his future QB1 before Boulder gets its chance?